So there are four groupings. There's Kingswood and Hazeldeas Big Local, there's Corby Community Arts, there's Made with Many, they were made in Corby at the time when it started, and there's the Core Theatre. The decision to have Helen from Made with Many and George from KHL as the co-chairs meant a really good balance.
Being involved in Creative Civic Change for me has been a wonderful experience. We are a group of organisations and individuals who have formed a collective to offer, enable and support people in their artistic journeys within Kingswood and Hazeldeas and Corby. I have really enjoyed being a member and co-chair along with Helen Wilmot of Made with Many.
I'm Helen Wilmot from Made with Many. So Made with Many are a local cultural organisation, and we came on board right at the beginning of CKHL to help facilitate and kind of project manage some of their work.
I'm Kate Dyer. I work for Corby Community Arts and have done for a very long time, and I live on Dorking Walk on the Kingswood estate. Corby Community Arts was one of the four bodies that made up the steering group for CKHL to begin with, to make the application to Creative Civic Change for the funding, and then to sort of guide the project as it went through its time.
So we first started working together as a group probably back in 2019, I think it was, before the pandemic for sure. And actually in this very room that I'm sitting in Hazeldeas, that's where our first meeting took place. We had an artist who was assigned by the Big Local Trust, who was there as well to kind of get us to start thinking artistically about what it was that we wanted to achieve from the project.
I think one of the things that's been extraordinary is the way that we trusted each other, you know, and worked together through lots of different situations, and challenged each other on the quality of the work that's being made, the way and the process. There was a real emphasis on the process.
Hi, I'm Lola Tchaikovsky and I'm involved with Creative Kingswood and Hazeldeas on two levels. Because I'm an employer of Corby Community Arts, and that is part of one of the organisations that's involved. So from an artistic and creative perspective, and more importantly or fundamentally is that I was born on one of the estates and I brought up my children on the other one for 23 years. So I've lived on both estates for about 43 of my many years.
I'm Tom Briggs and I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator for Corby with the Made with Many programme. And there is no group like this group. There's no group that has the dynamic that this group has, the ambition, the supportive, the caring culture that this group has, and I think makes it so successful. In really fantastic individual stories. So I'm sure everyone will talk about George, who is now gone from being the cleaner in a factory and doing night shift to being an artist with a really exciting practice.
My God, the energy that members of that group have portrayed throughout the project. Particularly have to mention George Hill. George has given so much of himself. He's now working as a full-time artist. For him, that has been a massive transformation.
So we're sitting in George's room here, looking at George's art, which didn't exist before Creative Civic Change, as far as I know.
Personally, Creative Civic Change has given me confidence to step out from my paid job and embark on self-employment and doing art. Through this journey, we've stuck together. And sadly, one of our members, Brian Dunn, a colleague and a dear friend, passed away just recently, and we're being interviewed here by Andy, who has embarked on filmmaking, and his work is growing and it's getting better every day. And we're in the shed doing this, the community workshop, and this is Brian's legacy. So yeah, Brian Dunn, a dear friend, who will be missed, but we'll remember Brian, you know, yeah, we'll just remember Brian. So.
Hi, my name's Brian. I'm a partnership member of Kingswood at Hazeley's, also a member of Creative Kingswood and Hazeley's. One day we had this idea, one of the partnership members walking towards a meeting. We were discussing men in sheds. But through the conversation we came to the conclusion, this is what we're already doing, a workshop for all different genders and generations. We took the idea to the meeting. All the partnership members unanimously agreed that was a fantastic thing, and from there we started putting together a development committee. That's how the idea of the Kingswood and Hazeley's community sheds came about.
Uncle George asked me to come and I was didn't want to go, but then when I came here and actually got into it, it was actually really good.
It is really good, yeah.
I'm Anne, I live on Kingswood and I've come down to the shed to do the cyanotype workshop. I've done some cyanotype before, but I've never done it onto material or onto wood. It's really interesting. It's been a revelation to use the chemicals. It's so simple, I hadn't realised it was so easy.
From my perspective, CKHL has helped us out with the festival, giving us some funding to go towards it so we could put on a bigger event for everybody. Without that, we couldn't have done the events that we've done. It is massive to organise. It's a lot of background work that people don't really see.
I remember one particular meeting we were talking about, you know, how do we just make a bit of noise? How do we just make noise in the community and make some noise? Well, let's literally make some noise. Let's do the camper van session. So this idea where I would get my camper van and then we'd hook up a PA system to the camper van and then just plop ourselves into the estates. So we went down to the field behind the Hazeley's Centre, and I think, you know, initially it was probably small numbers, but you know, I suppose lovely to mention to Martin Steed, another late Martin Steed, unfortunately, it's sad to say, but Martin has done an awful lot of work with the community.
I think the whole journey over the last 3.5 years has just been incredible, and actually for me the biggest change has been around seeing people grow. So as much as we've seen physical differences and new activities and new pieces of art across the estates, actually the people in the work, particularly in the working group and other local artists we've worked with, seeing them grow in confidence, seeing them grow in how important they perceive creativity to be, has been really inspiring.
Alex Ferguson used to be a welder in the shipyard when Upper Clyde Shipbuilders and all of that, and Jimmy Reed and so on. He told this story about travelling with Jimmy Reed through Glasgow in a car, and they're passing all these tower blocks on either side of the motorway. And Jimmy Reed says, see that window up there? The world's greatest steeplechaser lives. And you see that window and that block over there? That's the world's fastest racing driver lives there. And the world's best footballer lives over there. And we will never find out about them because they'll never get a chance to show what they can do. And that's what I think this is about.
On a local level, just feel like it's almost like a family.
Creative Civic Change started just over 3 years ago. It's coming to an end. It's just been a wonderful, wonderful journey of self-exploration, community development, events, training, fun. The project that sticks out most for me was the community murals, the street art. That was a piece of work that I was involved with personally as an artist, but also as a member of the organising group, so that was really a standout experience. Having said that, many of the other projects, you know, the art up your street, art up your shed, the deliveries during lockdown, the poetry book, the events that we've attended, the training, have all added to our experience of engaging with our community.
But you know, really I hope that if through individuals or through the whole group, that some of this work can continue, and obviously, you know, through the shed that we're in now, or the workshop, that is, you know, this will always be here as a legacy. So I think it started something.
It's definitely changed. If you look around where all the art's been done, it brightens Corby up so much. I've had people stop me who know I'm involved, asking, can you do it on the side of my house? Can you do it in my street? And I'm like, I wish I could do it in every street possible in Corby.
I feel there is things that have worked well. They're paying for seating, which will hopefully enhance the skate park that we put in here and down on Hazelwood. The murals look really good. People are commenting on them.
I don't know all the ins and outs. I don't know how long it's been running, and I don't know every single event or project that's been set up. But I think if you look at the murals that have been created just around the town recently, that leaves a legacy. That's, you know, that's going to be there for a long time.
And the murals, every time I drive anywhere, you just see the murals and you just, oh yeah, look at that, that's cool.
Now that we have the lovely murals up in 4 places on the estate, everybody knows that there's been something going on, so that's really good.
Have you enjoyed it?
Yes, it's been completely extraordinary and life-changing.
And I have found it just so interesting, and I really wanted to keep going so as we could do more.
I'm sad it's coming to an end, but hopefully we can do something else.
All of this project is engaging people who might think that artistic endeavour isn't for them, and I've enjoyed it all.
I've enjoyed it immensely. I've learnt a lot from it. I've made a lot of new friends. I said to somebody else at some stage that I've made friends out of colleagues and colleagues out of friends, and that's been really, really valuable for me.
I don't know if we thought that 3 years would be an end, but it certainly isn't going to be. I think we're all talking about what the next project is, what our next ambition for this place is, and going into that with a real belief that we can make huge change.